Did you ever go to like the principal a lot in school?
I got in trouble a few times. Yeah. I lit a candy bar wrapper on fire and like
At school?
junior high, I got suspended for a fucking week, which is weird because my friend was selling drugs and got suspended for a week too. So I guess they're the same.
Same exact shit.
Fucking turds.
3, 2, 1. We are live, Ryan.
All right. Episode 23.
23.
Now, what happens at 23? I guess you're a little more, ready to go for the bars, because 21 you're just puking on yourself. 22 you're starting to figure it out. 23 I feel like okay, you kind of know your way around.
Yeah, I think you start becoming a local in the beer community.
Yeah.
It's just like, have you been there yet? Oh,
you
no.
You start to get a favorite drink.
Exactly.
Okay.
You start enjoying me. Like, to me, I love IPAs. In the beginning, I wasn't a fan, but now I'm 27. But
sophisticated palate.
Yeah,
right.
I think you start to like try more different things,
There you go.
21, you're just legally drunk all the time.
Yeah, totally. It's your obligation. Yeah. Maximum enjoyance. Yeah, and then 25, like, I guess the only thing that gets better is your insurance goes down. You can have a rental car. Yeah.
I haven't rented one yet.
Really?
Not yet.
You're missing out.
Live life, Coda. Live your life more.
Go do it, man. Do it. It's amazing. So today's episode, we're trying to figure out what topics would help you guys the most, what you guys would get the most out of, how we can provide the most value to you guys by talking about things that we've struggled with or we've overcome or just lessons that we've learned. And Coda was going through some of the old videos that I put out a couple of years ago. It must have been like 5 or 6 years ago now on YouTube.
Yeah.
And one of them was about accessory products and how to kind of add them into your business and why they are such a good idea to add to your main product lineup. And the video itself is, man, I was just watching it. I'm like, dude, I look like such a dork. I thought I was way cooler than I looked in that video. I was looking at that today. I'm like, dang, dude, I look like a fucking loser. My hair's all spiky and weird, but I'll probably say the same thing about myself 5 years from now. Like, what a loser. But I hope so, because that'll mean I'm way cooler in 5 years than I am now.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Progression. There we go. Ready to go. So if you guys haven't checked out our YouTube channels, there's actually 2. There's one, the older one that we have for Industry Threadworks is mainly about a lot of these topics, but much shorter, much more condensed, like 3 to 5 minutes, very short snippets, just quick to the point, actionable stuff, which I think if you guys are in apparel line, I definitely think you guys get a lot of. If you're just a regular business, a product-based business, I still think it would be very useful for you guys. Just disregard my weird, awkward, gawky appearance. We didn't have podcasts back then, so you gotta look at me. And then the other YouTube channel is, you got info on that one, right?
Just mapping it out.
Yeah, mapping it out.
Yeah, mapping it out. Podcast. That's it.
Search for mapping it out on YouTube. We'll find it.
The first thing will pop up.
Okay, perfect. There you go. So yeah, all of our previous stuff, just information is on the youtube.com/Invictus5326. That's the Industry Threadworks YouTube. And then if you just search Mapping It Out Podcast, you'll find all our delicious content and beautiful faces.
Oh yeah. And this voice.
Yeah.
These
voices. You guys just listen to audio, you're missing out.
Yeah,
They're sexy as fuck.
This is a fact. Straight facts, Ryan.
Yep. So accessory products, and I think people get really confused about this topic because they think they're changing focus from their primary product and maybe like, moving off market or doing something. It really doesn't have to be anything different. The reality of it is you have your primary product and that kind of defines the brand. And then once you define the brand and you have a good customer base and you have people who really dig what you're doing and you have a community, then you can start to ask yourself, okay, these people in my community, they really like what we're putting out. What more can we offer them to become a part of our brand and, become a deeper part of our community? And that's where accessory products come in. So specifically, when I learned this, it's because we had a kettlebell company called Demon Bells at the time. These little guys.
Yeah.
72 pounds. Well, this is resin cast. I'm just really strong. I'm holding up the resin cast of the bell. And that was awesome. Really cool concept. It was a lot of fun, but a very difficult product to bring to market. It was very expensive, very time consuming to even make these into a reality. And once I had them, they're very expensive to produce. They're hard to ship. They're really difficult and expensive to package. There's a lot of complications with the original product or the main product. But it was really cool. And we had a lot of people who really dug what we were doing. And so I was like, dude, I'm not making hardly any money with these products. It's a huge pain in the ass to do, but we have a really cool brand and people dig it. Like, what else can I produce that people will actually, want to wear or be a part of or accessorize with? And one of the things we came up with was keychains, like these little guys here.
Little baby.
little baby, little baby keychain. And these were actually fantastic because the main product that we had, like our best-selling kettlebell, retail for $125. And my cost to make that thing was $85. So if I wanted to make $40, I had to spend $85. And it was just like a never-ending cycle. And then it was a huge pain in the ass to package up and ship. And it was just a nightmare of a product.
Before you keep shipping that thing.
Oh, yeah.
That must be so expensive to ship.
Oh, it was $30 to $70 across the country, depending on the size. Yeah, it was insane. So there's a lot of complications and drama with that type of product. Which if you guys are thinking about getting into equipment manufacturing, I don't recommend it. There's much easier ways to make money.
Do you think you have to have a lot of capital up front?
I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I just started at bootstrapping and I didn't have hardly any money at the time. But I was, pretty good at bootstrapping. Did I tell you that story about how we did the pre-order on those?
With those guys?
With the kettlebells. No, actually I had less than $0. I was $20,000 in credit card debt. I had zero money and I put in a $60,000 PO for these things.
Oh shit.
Hoping that it would work. Yeah, that was kind of a story. Fucking paid off.
Yeah.
Dang, that was risky, dude. Talk about like hanging your balls on the line. That was definitely one. We should probably do a podcast just about like entrepreneurship stories because that was definitely one of the most ballsy things I've ever done in entrepreneurship. Thankfully, it worked because I don't know what the hell I would have done if it didn't. But the keychains are fantastic because and we only had on the kettlebells like maybe a 30% margin, 35% margin, something like that. But the keychains were great. These little things cost me about $2.50 to produce. And we sold them for $16 plus $4 shipping. So like $20 out the door. And we had like 800% markup on these things. It's insane. And I could order hundreds of them and store them in a shoebox. I could package them up super easy, ship them out. And returns, if somebody didn't get it or they lost it or they wanted a new one or whatever kind of defect, hey, no problem. Keep that one. Here's a new one. Mm-hmm. Send it out. Cost me $2.50 plus shipping. So it was way, way better product as far as like the margins. And what I realized is that we brought those to market, I think just a couple months before I sold the company. So we're looking at the numbers and we actually made way more money and profit from the accessory products and the keychains than we did on the actual kettlebells, the primary product.
Wow.
So it really opened my eyes up to like, oh shit, I don't need to like, just because we're a kettlebell company doesn't mean that kettlebells have to be like our main thing. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, this should be the main thing, but that doesn't mean that those have to be our primary like revenue generating product. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you'll have a product that's just your lead magnet to get people in, or like your branded product, your main thing, and you'll make most of your money on something else. So a lot of bands are like that too. Like you have a ticket to Metallica might be $50 to $5,000 depending on where you're at. And you think, oh my God, the stadium's full. Metallica's fucking killing it. Like $5 million just for stadium. Like, yeah, but you didn't see the 3 747s and the 16 semi-trailer trucks and the 200 people behind the scenes. Like, you didn't see it cost them $5 million to put that on.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, most of these tours, they're pretty much break even on the ticket price and the venue costs. And where most of these bands make their money is on merch sales, which is crazy. And that's why they're so stickler for the merch, because that's where they make all their profit. They don't actually make money from the music.
The thing is too, to me, it blows me away when I heard that. I was like, oh shit, like that's crazy when you think about it. But motherfuckers, like when you go to a concert, especially like my girlfriend, we gotta get merch. Like, and the
course.
lines
Yeah.
fuck because it's like you were there, you know. So you want to make sure you have that merch, and they bump the fuck out of the prices
Of
too.
course.
So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it makes
And
sense.
they put it on the shittiest blanks. Like,
Exactly.
I love band tees, but that's what bothers me so much. I'm like, dude, I'll pay $50. I'll pay $70 for this fucking t-shirt. But goddamn, put it on a blank that costs $5, not $1.50.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
it's not a big difference.
So what are because I want to go back to your like model of how you did it, but like just with that, they would put like on a shitty blank for like $1.50. Like what's a shitty blank? Like
Shittiest
cheap.
blank you can get right now in like middle of 2022 is around like $1.50.
So
something like that.
$1.50, and then they could sell that shirt for $75.
Probably like 50,
Oh,
like
okay.
49.99, something like that. Yeah.
But
it's
there you
crazy
go.
market.
And like there's motherfuckers lined up.
Well, that's just the blank t-shirt. The actual like finished product
Oh yeah, like,
will probably be, you know, at the volume that they're doing, like several thousand time, maybe $3 to $5, depending on like, you know, the total like details that go into it.
yeah.
But yeah, it's you know, 1,000% markup on it, dude.
Yeah, and
It's crazy.
Yeah, if you're going on tour and you go to each, I don't know what, 30 cities or whatever, you know, that adds up. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it does, man. And then also too, you look at brands like surf brands, like let's say O'Neill, right, has surfboards. I bet surfboards are pretty expensive to produce, you know, and they're expensive to buy. But if you're a surf brand, you probably should have surfboards. But most of them don't make their money on those products. Like they're a surf brand, so yeah, they have to have them. But they make their money on other products. And that's also, there's a whole list of other product, like accessory products, like, you know, keychains are great, wristbands, coins. T-shirts are actually one of the best accessory products ever because almost every business wants t-shirts. And when you give somebody a t-shirt that's branded with your logo on it, they're basically paying to advertise for you. And if you can give them a quality experience when they get it, like say you're an apparel brand and you go to an event or a meet or something like that, and somebody buys a shirt from you, you have a conversation with them. Now, it's a short conversation, like 30 seconds, just like, hey, what's going on? Oh, what's your PR or whatever it is. Now, every time that person wears that shirt, well, number one, they're going to wear it more because they feel connected to you and the brand. And number two, anytime anybody asks them about that shirt, they're going to be like, bro, I talked to the owner. We had a conversation about this. He's so fucking cool. It was awesome. I'm gonna wear the shirt for life. And that's so now that person is an evangelist for your brand. And it doesn't matter if you're like, you know, an actual like sportswear company or a heavy metal band or whatever it is. Like if somebody's willing to put a t-shirt on with your name on it, like your brand, they have to really like your shit. So the more you can connect with that like message, like the better. And t-shirts are a great way to do that. They're relatively cheap. There's a lot of return on them as well. So it's not like underwear where like, yeah, it is it's a garment also.
Yeah.
But no matter who buys underwear, like you don't usually see the brand of underwear, you know, like plastered or, you know, maybe on OnlyFans, but, but other than that, nobody else is seeing it. And t-shirt is one of the only products where they're paying you for it. You have good margin, especially high volume. And, everybody who sees it they're advertising for you. So t-shirts are honestly one of the best accessory products of all time. So if you're like, you know, a bowling company or a product company, or I mean, every company has. Apple has t-shirts.
Well, you told me something about Ferrari.
Oh yeah, dude. Ferrari makes more money on their merch than they do on their cars. They're like $500,000 cars, $1 million cars. You know,
Is it not? That's,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
well, yeah. Not everybody can buy Ferrari, but lots of people can buy a Ferrari t-shirt.
Yeah. So I want to go back into like the business model behind it because this was all online. Like that's how people found you.
Yeah.
Okay, so they would find you. What was like your front and center? The actual kettlebell, or would they want to buy the keychain and then you upsold the actual kettlebell? Like,
so in this instance, the way the products worked is that it was a very unique product, especially at the time, because we were first to market basically with kettlebells with faces on them, and then On It came out later and did a separate job. But there wasn't a whole lot of companies that were offering it because it's honestly like difficult as fuck. And so we got a lot of attention. And then Dave Castro is running the CrossFit Games, and he has always been super cool with us. Like he's hooked me up so many times to so many different things. And he put it in the CrossFit Games the final workout. I think it was like 2012 or something like that. And so they're doing the workout with the kettlebells there. And I'm thinking in my mind, this is another lesson I learned. I'm thinking in my mind, dude, that's it. I'm gonna be a fucking millionaire. It's done. It's over. And I think we sold like $10,000 of the bells that day, which is great. And I'm like, oh, well, we're going to sell 20 tomorrow and 30 the next. I just thought like, oh, now that people know about it, it's just going to go. And it was not what happened. We sold $10,000 that day and like $1,000 the next day. And then it leveled out at like, a couple $100 a day. I was like, oh, fuck. There's no like just magic switch that gets turned. And then you're like, oh, now we're successful. Now we're this. Like you have to keep pushing it over and over and over again. But to go back to how that actually functioned was that we got a lot of attention from that because it was a very unique product. So people will come into it, they'd see that, but they're very expensive. We're like by far the most expensive kettlebells on the market. So people really liked the brand and it was cool, but they didn't want to spend, $150 to $350 on a kettlebell. So they could buy a keychain that also looks really cool for $20 all in. Dude, awesome. They do that, buy t-shirts, like anything that's associated with the brand. So we basically made it easier for them to become a part of the brand, an accessory product that also looks cool. Because especially at the time, CrossFit was super big. So everybody wanted to say they did CrossFit, and the symbol of doing CrossFit at the time was kettlebells because nobody except weird Russian guys or CrossFitters did kettlebells. So it was like, oh, you have a kettlebell in your keychain, you're a CrossFitter. So it was a way for people to identify with the CrossFit community and the kettlebell community and just have a really cool representation of it.
I think it's a powerful thing to have when you just, the power of like upselling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then because that's how I think of it in a way. It's like even you can upsell to a keychain or like
it's
even
actually
if
downselling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like upselling that way where it's like you can upsell, downsell, but your profit margins are great on that. So it's like if you sell that, people are still thinking they're getting a bargain. It's a kind of the same aspect of if you have 3 different price points to choose from packages, 25,000, 10,000, 1,000. Like, oh, you probably maybe the 10,000 one in the middle, right? So it's kind of just like the same aspect. Like it might be expensive, but it's like I still want to be a part of it. Just $20, Now you have it, like you can take it everywhere.
Yeah, the other part of it too is the conversations like this little keychain. It's way easier to cart around a little keychain like an inch tall than a fucking kettlebell. So when people want to present themselves like, oh, I do CrossFit, whatever, this is a great way to do that. And you just carry it around, cart around, and it's a conversation piece. And when people ask about it, oh, that's fucking cool. Guess what that person says? Oh, they actually have life-size kettlebells that are like this as well, because these are exact replicas of the actual products that we carried. They're like, oh shit, no way. So every time that person had a conversation about this accessory product, they're informing somebody about our main product. So even though that person might not have wanted a kettlebell or been able to afford one of the main product bells, they were able to, have 20 different conversations every year about us and about our products and what we were doing. So that really helped us in a lot of ways. But it wasn't something that I had no idea that's what would happen. I just thought, well, shit, these are really expensive. What can I do that's cheaper?
Yeah. And it's funny that we're talking about this topic today because that's what I'm doing like within my business right now is more focusing on doing it for people, but also teaching them for a certain amount of time. Well, for them to create, it's all in Kajabi, it's a whole course and they can go through all the stuff that we're doing for them for 60 days, right?
Yeah.
But what we're realizing wanting to do now too is we kind of talked about a bit too, where it's like sell those individual PDFs that you already have or even give it out for like one good PDF for free to opt in new customers, So it's kind of just like what you're saying with this where, because our course and stuff, what we do for our company, it's not cheap, So it's like it can be an investment for people.
Well, quality is never cheap.
Exactly. Yeah. But also it's kind of a way like, how do you get into, they don't know who we are and that aspect, we're referring people and the past clients, they'd get who we are, but then it's also giving them that taste where it's like, hey, like you want this PDF for like $20, take it, and then that's a sales driven thing that could just be sold. Well, we still try to sell like the bigger markup.
That's exactly what we're doing too, because we realized that we just did a whole analysis of our clients and like our best clients and our clients that we're not a good fit for, and realized that new brands are probably not the best fit for us because we only operate we're only effective at medium to high volume, like 300 to 500 units up to like 10,000 units. Like that's pretty good range for us because the machine that we built is hyper efficient. So it only works at that. If we do like, the minimum we can do is 100 units, but even that's like, it's like trying to start your car in third gear. It's like, it's kind of lugging and clunking. It doesn't really work very well. So we're mainly geared for like medium to high volume apparel brands, like 6-figure to 7-figure apparel brands. Even we have a couple 8-figure apparel brands now. And we work really well with them because the speed that they operate is the speed that we operate. So we're synced up very well. And originally I started this, I wanted to help new brands scale up and grow, but we quickly realized that the machine that we built is just so inefficient at low volume. And a lot of these brands don't order high volume because they don't sell at high volume. So it doesn't make sense for them to order a year's worth of product. Like it might take them a year to get rid of, 100 units or 6 months to get rid of 100 units. They don't need that much right now. So we're not a good fit for them, but I still want to help them. I don't want to turn them away. So what we're developing is exactly that. It's an information product. It's a whole bunch of stuff, like basically a condensed version of like everything we put out on the podcast and the YouTube videos and everything is like, hey, here's an exact blueprint of everything that we know on how to build and scale an apparel brand. Go. Mm-hmm. And the idea with that is that it's a cheaper way for me to give them the information than to do $500 an hour consulting calls. And then once they get it, the goal is for them to grow. The next, like if they implement all that within 2 years, they'll probably grow to the point where they're doing, at least low to mid 6 figures. And then we're a great choice for them. Mm-hmm. And then we can help out with a bunch of other stuff like data analysis and sizing projections and like all the stuff that we love to do. And we can help them get from, 6 figures to 7 figures and 7 figures to 8 figures. But that's what you described is exactly what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We're offering, that is a separate market from us. They're not our ideal clients, but I want to help them become our ideal clients. So we're going to start offering those. They might be out by the time this podcast is out, actually. Industryfabrics.com, by the
way. I love having our own podcast.
Well, if we're not going to have ads, I'm not allowed advertising.
I know.
But I'm excited to get those out because it's what I wish I had when I was starting and all the fucking lessons I learned. Like, it's everything from, 15 years of apparel brands, like starting and building and selling and buying my own to, helping hundreds of other brands navigate their own paths and what we've learned from that process, all condensed into just these information products. And I think they're pretty fucking cool. It's the shit that I wish I had.
Yeah.
It would have saved me like, oh my God, I don't know how much fucking money and time and heartache and headache and everything else. But I do think that's a great thing to do, like especially if you have a service-based product that you can't really, like it's a one-on-one type thing. You have to be there for it.
Yeah.
Kind of compartmentalizing it and breaking it up into separate chunks that you can then like teach in an emailable fashion or like a video or something that you can a digital format. Mm-hmm. I think it's a fantastic way to be able to help people they're maybe not your best clients right now, or they're maybe not a good fit to be a client yet, but you can help them grow into that. Mm-hmm. And even if they never become a client of yours, like they're going to learn so much just from doing that. Mm-hmm. They're going to be better at business. They're going to have a better life because of the shit that they learn from you.
See, talking to you, that's what it was like. Having the service-based business, what I do, where I help people create short-form content for online presence. Then I was like, okay, let's just do this so I could show people, teach them, but now we can also still do it for you, right? Mm-hmm. Show you how to do it, or do both. And that's what we're like trying to figure out. And we have both options, and now we can have 2 workhorses. We do like the bigger upcharge, and we do it for you for 60 days and really turn around your online presence, use it on Instagram and TikTok. But if you don't want to, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Like, here's this for $150, the whole thing. You can just do it on your own.
Well, who's your ideal client? Is it like
real estate agents?
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So right now it's all real estate agents. That's our niche.
So what specific real estate? Is it like North County? Is it local San Diego?
Right. So right now we're focusing just in San Diego area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are these guys, what does it matter what like range of home they're selling? Like
millions.
Okay.
Yeah. Like 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Yeah.
So if you're a realtor in San Diego and you got $1 million listings, hit up Coda.
Because plug, I love having our own podcast. So what we do at Visionary Collective, our company, is we teach real estate agents how to create short form content, less than 60-second videos to put their online presence out there, right? Because right now there's so many real estate agents out there. And you might be one of them, and you know how important social media is. You're just not taking action, and you might not know how to do it. What we do is we teach you, and we do it for you for 60 days, right? We get you going. we get you 5,000 subscribers, followers on Instagram or TikTok. If not, money back. That's a guarantee,
right.
which is nice. But then we also have like 25 PDFs and screen recordings of like teaching step by step what we're doing for you. So if you don't want to use us, you could always just have the PDFs and then Kajabi, and you're all set.
I've noticed that most people who are doing that too, like they don't really, like they know social media and they know how important it is, but they don't have the time to like really get into it and learn it. Like for instance, Instagram doesn't have movies anymore or videos. It's all reels.
Yeah.
So I went to go post the video that you made. I posted this morning. It's like, oh no, you got to do a reel. I'm like,
no way.
Yeah, they're gone. It's all reels now. So that explains why the algorithm is pushing like all content to reels. Now you have no choice. It's all reels. It is what it is. So I would say if you guys are a realtor in San Diego with 7-figure listings and you want to, and you know that your audience is on Instagram and you're getting leads already from Instagram and social media, this will help you.
Yeah. So Visionary Collective, I'll leave a link below. It's VZNRY Collective. And yeah, we just want to help people grow their online presence. Perfect. Like one of the biggest things is like 150 hooks to start a video. Like that alone, like how do you start a video?
Hook?
A hook is just to get them to get attention right off the bat. Why should you be watching their video? Right? Secret, top 3 secrets, all this kind of things. It's just the hooks. And that's like a PDF that we're giving out for free right now, which is huge.
Nice.
Like because some people don't know how to start a video. Well, you have to captivate them when they're scrolling through. You have to get their attention. And
educate and entertain.
That's it. That's it. Be funny.
Dude, it's funny, man. Like the digital real estate is crazy too. Like when we're looking at, like we have, obviously industry, threadbricks.com. When I was looking at industry.com, 7 years ago, it was 20 grand. And I was like, nah, I don't need it. And then I looked at it, a couple years later, I'm like, maybe it's worth 20 grand, or maybe I'll get it. No, 100 grand. Like, oh, fuck, all right. So I'm like, all right. And then I was looking at it again a couple months ago, and somebody bought it for, I don't know how much. But dude, all this like digital real estate it's like real estate.
Yeah.
It goes up like fucking crazy. I started like visionary.com, like, dang, bro.
yeah. When I was like, damn, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Visionary Collective.
All right, we'll put in the link. So I think we covered most. Oh, I wrote down one more thing I wanted to cover on accessory products. Most of these bigger brands that are doing like 7-8 figures, a huge part of that is advertising, and content creation is a huge part of advertising. But it still comes down to advertising. You have to have somebody that understands the actual like deployment of ads. So when we were doing that for one of our side brands, we were getting 3 to 4 by ROAS return on ad spend. So if you spend $100, you get $400 in sales. It's a 4 by return on ad spend. So we were averaging 3 to 4 by return on ad spend. It was okay. That's pretty average at that time for like an apparel brand. But we introduced an accessory product, a coin, that was different because not a lot of apparel brands, 2 years ago had a coin. And this one was pretty cool. It looked badass. It was all like, kind of rustic looking. We got a 17 by return on ad spend on that fucking thing because it was unique. It broke through all the bullshit that people are used to seeing, scrolling, oh, apparel line, oh, badass shit everywhere you look. And like, oh, a fucking coin, that's a unique product. I haven't seen that before. Oh, and it's cool and it's reasonably priced. Fucking buy. So we got like insanely higher return ad spend from that accessory product than we ever did with any of our main products. So if you guys are into advertising, which you guys probably are if you're listening to this podcast, just realize that it is a really interesting and cool opportunity to maybe break through the noise in your field and the other products that you're competing with, and to capture the attention of your audience. So just something to think about. Like I said, we don't advertise any stuff, so please go check out our stuff. If you guys are an apparel brand doing 6 to 7 figures, hit us up. We're your guys for. I can't explain how much shit that we do on the back end for this stuff, like sizing ratios, data analysis, like oh my god. It's everything that you don't want to do as an apparel brand. That's what we do,
and you love it.
I love doing the back end shit, dude. I like the Tetris behind the scenes. Like, I much prefer being behind the scenes. I've been in the face of brands before, and like, I like building infrastructure.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, thanks, guys. And please hit us up. Let us know what topics and questions you guys would like to hear so we can better serve you guys and help you guys accelerate and grow and build your dreams too.
Hell yeah, let's run it.
All right, man.
All right, shake and bake.